So, you've clicked on this video, bro. Clearly need to hear it. No one's coming to fucking save you. On this God gracious earth, you need to get that through your head. Because the sooner you realize it, or the sooner you re-acknowledge it, 'cause maybe you already knew this. Maybe you're already in the entrepreneurial field and you just needed a reminder that no one's coming. No matter what stage you are at, nobody's coming to save you. Whether you're at 0 or you're 100K a month, I don't care. I just needed this to be a general reminder to everybody watching this because I feel it's my duty, because I also most recently had the revelation again that I need to up the ante a little bit. I've been pushing hard. Q1 got destroyed. We're into Q2 now. We're up in the ante. We're pushing growth. Of course, the business isn't in my personal life. And so I thought one of the things that I also wanted to do is to come back on here and give back in a little raw talk manner. So this is round 1 of that. And already from the video, the first line, no one's coming to save you. That's all you pretty much need to hear. But honestly, I'm going to go a little bit deeper because there's some things that I want to explain and some points that I want to touch on that will drive this point home. That will hopefully, if you don't yet understand the, magnitude of what I am saying, by the end of this video, you definitely will. And this video, like I mentioned, goes for anyone, whether you are starting out and you just need a little kick up the arse, a little bit of motivation, great. Also, if you're pushing 100K a month, 100K a day, you've got to realize if you want to get to the next level, then some like magic figure from the sky isn't going to come down and just drag you there, bro. Like, you got to put in the reps, and that's essentially what this video is going to boil down to. So take out your notes page and take some notes if you need to, or save this video for later and just revisit it when you think that you need the reminder. Because I can assure you, like, I've heard this saying 1,000 times, I don't know, maybe hundreds of times at this point in my life. And it's something that I just keep coming back to. And I guess more formidably recently, when I got myself in a little bit of a rut. I'm a human as well. I'm not a superhuman by any means. I'm not bionic. I'm not a piece of AI where I can just run 24/7. I had a bit of a lull recently, right? So that's why I come on here to relay this to you guys, because I know entrepreneurs do it. It's fucking normal. And that's what I'm just trying to drop for you guys here on this channel, is like, I'm going to kind of shift the way I run these videos and drop a lot more raw talk game as the information I wish I was receiving when it was like my younger self. Like, I'm basically going to be relaying this stuff. I'm talking to my younger self. I know that people at all varying degrees and stages are going to take value from it because, I don't know, I'm a young entrepreneur and I've achieved certain accolades in life, which most people lust for, that I probably take for granted. So it's about time. So I've basically already touched on who this video is for, but if you are watching this, please know you are in one of the most fortunate positions you have ever been in life. To be able to be reminded of this fact, to be able to be given the mental reset and re-understanding of the fact that, like, it's all you, bro. Like, it's genuinely all you. You have the decision each and every day to do the hard thing or to not do the hard thing, to take the complacent action, to not take the action and be complacent, or to take the action that would get you towards that dream life that you are probably striving for. Now, like I say, most of my audience on here is entrepreneurial or trying to get ahead in life, and that's probably the most people that I resonate with. And so the rest of this video is just gonna be me breaking down and trying to drive home this point even further as to why you need to overstand. Nobody's coming, bro. Nobody's coming, and it's all on you. And I'm gonna be breaking down like exactly more about how you are going to go about understanding, once you've conceptually understood this, what next, right? Because it's all good and well, oh yeah, well, no one's coming to save me, fuck, so now I've got to do it myself. Okay, well, what next? So let's for a minute just like get into the next stage of this. Like, the core truth here that we're kind of establishing is, like, at the rawest level, the game of entrepreneurship of life is just inputs and outputs, right? Like, take it back for a minute, just like kind of like look back across your past recent data, go like, okay, right, like, yeah, the actions I took have led me up here. Like, any actions I took back there have ended me up, over there, or the cause and effect of what's happened. So now you understand it's like just inputs and outputs, like forgetting frequency for a second, right? Forget belief systems, thoughts. I'm going to touch all that in like a minute. But at the most basic level, like, it's just inputs and outputs. And that's what you need to understand. The game is just action. Because you need to look at this as well from another standpoint, which is like, why do some people that you view like online, why do the most unlikely people actually succeed? And oftentimes it always whittles back to the fact, like, and I have good data on this, well, from one of my previous coaching products where we had over 300 members, right? And I saw success at all varying degrees for people who got in and had fast success, scaling up to multi-hundred thousands of dollars per month, people who got in it and after a couple of years' time still hadn't generated $1. And there's a common thread among the people who did just succeed. And all it comes down to is the fact that they took the action conducive to what gets rewards in the game that they're playing. And then obviously that being OFM. Like, they just took the action. That's all it is, my bro. Like, they understood no one's coming to save them. No one's going to take the action for you. Action is the only thing that you can solely do as such. So the sooner you suck that up, the sooner you realize, okay, right, cool, I've got to devise my plan and then undertake the actions necessary. Day by day, brick by brick, small step at a time. And the reason I say this is because 9 times out of 10, a lot of you already know what it is that you need to be doing. Like, analyze your life and go, right, great, is this your dream life? Is this exactly where you want to be? And oftentimes, bro, you've got years ahead of you. I don't know how old some of you are watching this, maybe between 18 to 25, maybe even 30, 35. You've got probably like another 50 years left, G. Like, there's a lot more to go and accomplish. And that's what you need to understand as well. Like, what are you gonna do for this next 50 years? You're just gonna stay in the same position that you're in now? Well, no, because like if you did physically nothing, then I don't know, you'd die because you'd run out of money. But you're probably gonna wanna go on some little bit of a conquest and try and achieve some stuff in life, right? So in understanding that, like, you might as well dedicate yourself to a worthy cause. And now maybe you've started to ideate what that is. Well, you must know now that there is some action that you need to take in order to materialize that. And I have big aspirations, I have big goals, and I have a dream life that I want to sustain, right? And I've already achieved, and this is not me gloating, this is just like some context for the video, especially if you're already up to this point thinking, who's this kid waffling behind a camera? Like, why should I listen to my man? Well, I've been achieving a level of freedom that I've wanted to for like the last 3 years. And it's been fucking great. And there's still a level above that I'm trying to strive for and achieve, because like I understand that everything that you have in life is pretty much predominantly rented, and everything at any point can be taken away from you. Losses happen, big losses happen. I've experienced my very fair share, and you can go see some of the other videos on my channel to see I am true in what I talk about. I've done some very authentic vlogs of my days in the life, and I've also shared some of the big losses that I've experienced as well. So you can see all ends of the spectrum when I talk about what I relay here. And so this goes back to the point, like, you have to just scheme the plan, because like you've got that dream life and you've got where you are now, and you've got to scheme the plan, right? And if you don't know the plan, like you actually genuinely are just unsure, maybe it's your actual first time around, your first rodeo, like, you know, say you've already got up to 10K a month, well, maybe you don't know exactly what it looks like to get to 50K. Well, you can invest into a coach, you can consult now with AI, it's extremely advanced, or go ahead and try to start upgrading your network, which again, you might get into some sort of program. You might just start DMing and speaking to people online. All of these things are of value. Like, and again, there I've just given you like 3 different action steps that you could take in order to better your life, or get at least understanding of how you can then better your life. Consult with someone or get the information. And once you've got the information, take the action. It's like fucking easy, guys. Like, like literally, no one's come to save you. You've got to do this shit, right? And the sooner you realize that, the better that hopefully you can start to take responsibility for everything in your life. Because I assure you, once you get the roadmap, once you take the action, life can get so fucking good. Like, the experiences that I've been able to have, the problems that I've been able to solve for myself personally and my family, just from undergoing this, like, I guess, journey of entrepreneurship, is so beautiful. It's so like not normal, but to me, it's now like very normal. That's why I'm coming on here and relaying this for you guys, because like this stuff to me is just my normalized day-to-day life. And I'm not saying this to gloat. I'm trying to inspire the person who is maybe a few steps behind. Or hell, even if you're steps ahead of me and you're here tapping in, appreciate you guys too, because that shows humility, which is a massive trait of successful people. But in the matter of fact of that, like, you will probably also know there's more to go. There's always more to go. Like the goalpost keeps moving. And I think that's like some of the beauty of it as well. And I think just in saying that, like, you've seen like life can be so beautiful when you're living a little bit more carefree, when you go pull up to a restaurant, even a fancy ass restaurant, and you don't even look at the price of things. Hell, I don't even know the last time I looked at the price of something in a supermarket, in a restaurant. I haven't got to the point yet where I can do it in the fucking yacht brochure. That's due time coming. But you can tell, that's what I'm trying to explain to you guys, like the beauty of life when you attain a level of freedom, and then when you actually, you know, go on to do the right things, such as protecting your capital and investing it right, and going through the hardships to understand how to do that, because maybe you didn't get brought up in the way where you was taught those types of things. And that's another thing that I could probably touch on, but I could probably go on a whole tangent about, which I think I'm going to touch on in a minute, is regarding like mindset, beliefs, thoughts, and actions, like how the prior precedes the the current. And just in saying that, like, let me round off that point. Like, life can get so fucking good, and so like you have to keep taking the action, and it's you who has to take the action in order to attain that life, and that's the bottom line. And just before I go ahead and get into some of this like mindset kind of stuff, I'm aware, I think the camera keeps unfocusing on my face, but regardless, it doesn't matter because you're hearing the value of what I'm portraying here. But even me, I'm a human, right? And I say this, I used to just like portray myself like, oh, some normal guy and you can attain this dream life. But I've come to realize I'm not a normal guy. I do things that are extremely unnatural to the human, like normal human dude. I've got to realize I run a business at like a 7-figure annual run rate, right? Kids my age, like I say kids my age, we're like a man now, I'm 24 years old, but people are running at like 30K per year jobs. So when I try and compare myself to the average dude, like, yes, I have human traits, but I think I need to also remember that like some elements are very superhuman-like. And that's what you need to tap into as well. In terms of a lot of guys watching this, you're probably just not normal guys, right? But you will, as humans, naturally fall back into some tendencies which where, you know, the people around us maybe are not so conducive and the belief systems kind of rub off on us, and you might fall into a trap of like, oh, maybe you're a little bit scrolling, maybe you're a little bit complacent, maybe you've hit a big win a month prior and you've lost your edge a little bit. It happens, bro. Like, don't beat yourself up about it for too long. But this is what I've always reverted back to, and that's the reason for this video, is like, I always go back to understand, like, no one's going to come and save me. Like, if I'm in that rut, I'm in that rut. And maybe I can consult. I've got a very good network nowadays, and I can also consult with AI. Like, I'm actively telling you what I would do. I can invest into coaches and mentorships and speak to people ahead of me and talk about non-egotistically, with humility, my current situation and get raw advice so I can fix things faster on a faster feedback loop so I can get back to the upward spiral of progress. And that's basically what I'm relaying to you guys. It's like, even I, as a human, sometimes forget this notion, but it always circles back to the exact same thing. And when I always slip back into that old mode, I just remember that like I need to protect the fortress of my mind. Like, this shit is the most valuable thing ever. Like, if your mind is off, if your mindset is off, if it's unconducive, you've not got the right belief systems, and then you're like got the wrong thoughts in a day, you start procrastinating, well, it can cost you, like there's a window of opportunity of certain things and it can be extremely expensive to miss that. So you need to be as optimized as possible, as much as possible, in order to make headway as much as possible. So something I'll always go back to is cultivating the environment for success, both internally and externally. And I think that's really important to note because it's not just like, well, yeah, you can work on your mindset, but you know, if you're around 5, it's a lot harder to be the, I guess, black sheep 6th, right? There's always that common age-old saying where it's like, hang around 5 and you'll be the 6th. And I think that needs to not be forgotten because it's not in the way of like, of course, I was from like my hometown and maybe my 5 friends I hung around were not of anything of maybe insane caliber. But what I'm trying to get at is like, it's a lot harder to break away when you're consistently in and around bad environments or around people that are perpetrating bad belief systems. Even like little comments, I hear a lot, especially with being in the UK these days, like the general public talking about things like, oh God, it's so expensive. Oh, things are rising. And you start to believe that stuff. And then you start to act in alignment with the people who believe that stuff. And it's very unconducive. This was just like a little, a breakaway for me to try and explain that point there. But if you're around like 5 absolute business savages, 10 out of 10 mindsets, motivating, positively mental attitude people, do you not think success is going to be fucking easy? Like, it's really hard to be unsuccessful when you've got a good network around you, when your environment is purely cultivated for success, when everyone's just talking, breeding success, talking, breeding business, ideas, execution. It moves fast. It moves super quick. That's what I say. If you're not like directly where you want to be right now, then you probably need to run a bit of an internal audit, internal and external audit. Like, look at your environment, look at your relationships, your network, audit everything judiciously. So this means like really intricately. This means really breaking it down into every minute detail. And try and unpack the invisible. This is probably one of the biggest gems I can give you guys. Is like something that has always held me back is like, I had to run many a split test to figure out what it is exactly that is holding me back from progressing forward. And oftentimes it's, you know, like I mentioned, your external environment can either be conducive for success or it can be a hindrance. And a lot of the times you're going to have to subtract what is not the most serving. This can be relationships. This can even be in spending so much time with the wrong people. If you literally just spend less time with the wrong people and try and actively spend more time with the right people, then it will make life 10 times easier. And the reason why I say about the invisible is because oftentimes you can't always see what exactly it is that's holding you back. Like, you have to do the internal work. You have to sit there with yourself in the silence, with a blank notepad and pen or, Notion page open and just get to work internally and try and work this stuff out. Even going back and forth with AI, Claude and Whisper, Flow, Flex, if you know, you know. Go back and forth and just figure out why you're in a mental rut, why you're not where you want to be, what actions you need to take, why you're not taking those actions, because 9 times out of 10 you know what actions you need to take. Especially after this video, you can go run a little quick audit and figure out exactly what it is that you need to do, and then just ruthlessly work on that. Upgrade your identity to make that a ongoing habit, and that's because I go on to say all of that is because the invisible is usually what's holding you back, and sometimes you can't always see it. Relationships that are not serving you, environments that are not serving you, that aren't really motivating, and maybe you're just repeating the same cycles. And I saw this on Iman Gadzhi video the other day. He was also talking about especially high achieving entrepreneurs and how sometimes you just get uninspired, bro. You're doing the same shit day by day. Maybe business is even growing, but it gets tedious. Eventually that is the norm, right? And what we went on to say is sometimes you just need to fully switch it up. Fly out somewhere, go to a completely different location, get around a different network, get some new perspectives and jog that, reignite that motivation inside you, because we don't live on motivation as entrepreneurs, right? We live off of discipline, but sometimes we're human and we just fall back to that same age-old adage of getting a little bit comfortable. And in saying that, you need to just do whatever it is that you need to do to get back out of that mode, realize no one's coming to save you, and get back into that execution mode, because I promise you that's all that matters. If you want to be successful, I had a kid drop me a message earlier today, and very fortunate because I managed to catch his message. And he was basically saying hey, I'm in my 9 to 5, I've just started AI OFM, what should I do? And I was bro, first you need to understand how to start asking better questions. Because you ask me what should you do, that's very broad, bro. What do you mean what should you do? I don't know, do you need help with marketing? Is your model fuck ugly? Do you need a person that found you? What do you mean what should you do, bro? What are you trying to achieve here? And I just understood it from the portrait. Maybe he wants to get out his 9 to 5 and go into this thing of freedom, so I can give him some generalistic advice. And I basically just went on to say yo, bro, all you need to do is take action. It's the only thing that matters. It's there's actions that will equal the results, and as much as you can just consistently take as much of that action as possible, then the results will just come. There's no other two ways about it. It's literally inputs and outputs. So yeah, hopefully he's understood that and actually takes some action, because like I mentioned, there's people who I've told this information to before in the past and have just gone on to do fuck all. Maybe even you from this video now, bro. I hope from the bottom of my heart that you watch this video and then from here, you fucking do a little self-audit. You realize, fuck, no one's actually coming to save me. Fuck, God, Jesus ain't coming back from the depths of where he was before. He isn't going to come here and just do some magic shit and I'm going to be living my dream life of freedom, right? So once you figure that, then you're okay, cool. Okay, so how am I going to get my dream life of freedom? Well, okay, if I'm doing OFM, well, I'll probably look at my model, look at my roster of models. Do I need to do some better recruitment? Do I need to upgrade that? Maybe not. Maybe I've got some models that could potentially work. Okay, well, how's my marketing? Am I getting subs in? Well, no. Okay, so you'd have to look at everything with no ego, right? And that's the only way to succeed as well, beyond this. So just to close this out, because I've actually ripped this video for way longer than intended, and probably waffled on for way longer than intended, because it's one of the first that I'm doing since I'm coming back to YouTube. But whether you're just starting out, whether you're at 100K a month, push harder. I don't say that lightly either, because God gave you the hours and he gave you the energy for it. And do you not think that he placed this drive within you for you to take some action on it? There's a lot of people which unfortunately don't have the same drive as you, don't see the same opportunities as you that life can present. They don't have the same vision for that dream life for their current and their future families, or their current and future selves, because life can get so good. You can have so much of a big impact. Life's truly beautiful when you retain the freedom and you can do what you want, when you want. And obviously with great power, great freedom comes great responsibility. So it doesn't mean you can just lack off on your discipline, go sip cocktails on the beach, that everyone always says. But you can solve a lot of problems and you can figure out what actually means most to you and undertake that. So anyway, I'm gonna be ripping a lot more of these, as cliche as it sounds, just to round off. I feel it's my duty to drop back a little bit of value for the people on here who want to watch and just gain more value from someone who might be a couple of steps ahead, might be miles ahead, might be a couple of steps behind, right? Whoever it is for you out there, I appreciate you tapping in, especially if you watch to the end of this video. As cliche as it does sound, I achieved a level of freedom in life, and I still battle to attain more and a higher level of that every single day. So I'm just giving back the information that I wish I had, or someone had given to me, that I wish I had when I was just starting out, or when I was, starting out, had some success, and maybe took my foot off the gas or whatever it was, or maybe fell on some hard times. and just give that back as raw and authentically as possible. So my next goal, obviously beyond the money, is impact. And I feel like I've been disserving by not hopping on here and dropping back my thoughts and feedback in the most structured way or in the best way, and actually getting better at relaying that more succinctly over time. So that's exactly what I'm doing here. One video at a time, one life impacted at a time, and just I hope today that it was yours. So if this video resonated with you, drop me a thumbs up, follow me on Instagram for more like daily bite-sized game. And if there's something specific you want me to talk about, let me know in the comments. But other than that, see you in the next one.